So Tanner, I believe it was in 2012 we first met. You were a student at Zane State College. Do you remember when you came in the first time?
Oh yeah, yep. It's crazy, it's been 10 years already.
I know. And how many projects?
Many.
Yes.
Very many. The energy auditing, infrared thermography, the whole CNG. I come in, you were my voice of reason and have been for 10 years. We started with 17th Services LLC, which then Buckeye Apparel and Sign fell under. And that's really the business that started gaining traction and actually getting us somewhere. So then it all branched from there, and we met with Buckeye Apparel, and
we worked through your business plan. We worked through HR issues because you had to start hiring people.
Right, yep, payroll, marketing stuff we worked with, every aspect really.
Right, and then shortly after, well it wasn't shortly, but a little while after you started the apparel, another opportunity, you bought property.
Yeah, so just recently we purchased Honda Hills in Thornville. It's a prestigious motocross track that started in 1969. It has a flat track, a whole recreational facility. In 2016, I started talking to the owners, looking around, and they weren't really ready to sell it yet. And every year since then, persistence paid off, because finally in 2021, we finally finalized the deal and took over the property, and then the renovation began. So,
well, and this has been quite an ordeal, because this business plan was a little bit more complicated. The projections were a lot more in-depth.
Yeah, and
we were working with the bank, a 504 program.
Getting our projections was a huge part of, because there was zero income, because it was just property. So all of it was based on projections. There was no income statements, there's no profit and loss. It was, you're buying this property and you want to make it a national facility, and it's like, it's hard to prove them numbers at first. So the projections weighed heavily on, and the business plan, business strategy and the marketing plan and all that played into the bank and the financing part to make them confident that we can make it work. It was a long learning process, but as big of a deal as it is, it was very beneficial starting out and not going in blind and just thinking we can wing it.
Do you remember when you come in, you had all of these ideas? You were an entrepreneur probably from birth.
Right.
You had a ton of ideas, and I had you go through like an organizational chart,
right,
diagram, and say, okay, for this we would need to do this.
Yeah.
And then I had you prioritize.
Yes.
All of those thoughts,
yep,
to keep you on track, because you were swirling all
right
over the place.
I still do it bad, but you steered me to realize that, where to write it out, to get lists, to think it through first before you just, because I'm bad about it.
You're not smart.
My head spins all the time of where to go and what to do next, when sometimes I just need to focus, and it's always good to have that voice of reason there to bounce ideas off of and talk me into it or out of it. So.
Well, I'm glad I'm your voice.
It is. It definitely.
It's a joy working with you.
You
over
too.
The years.
I give a lot of credit to everybody I've talked to, and all the friends that have started businesses, and I'm like, call Cindy. This is your first step. Call her and she'll lead you every step of the way. It's like a great resource for people to start businesses, to like have somewhere that provides all these services for you for free. If it wasn't for the SBDC, it's hard to tell where I'd ended up, and we wouldn't be standing here right now, honestly.